Hey there, YouTube. Coffee Dude 65. Finally getting around to making a video. So, first thing is D. Vincent W. made a video. He makes a lot of great videos. But he made a video with a comment that stuck, and it's something that I've thought about for a long time. And it is hard to kind of define this, but the premise is it's okay to be a skeptic. It's great to be a skeptic, but just be careful of not to jump to conclusions. And I used to think that back when we were doing the 911 videos and a lot of things. It applies to a lot of things. But I think it's an important thing to keep in mind is that be a skeptic, yes, of course, but don't jump to conclusions. So often what would happen, again, to use it for an example, 911, is that when we started looking into it, there's a lot that don't make sense. There's a lot that is really out there and doesn't make sense. But what happened is, once you start looking at things, and once you start being a skeptic, you tend to get to a conclusion, and the line between what is plausible and what is impossible blurs. And it's hard to define where that line is. I once saw a video, I think we all probably did, I don't know if it's still on or not, but where someone with a lot more of prowess on the computer than me, skill, came up with a CGI of UFOs flying around the towers, and they claimed that it was UFOs that took the towers down. And it was kind of an interesting video to do it on a home PC. I guess you can get some software, and if you've got a powerful enough PC and so on. But I don't buy that. I don't buy that. I do believe that we were told a bunch of crap and that the story is false of what we were told, and where the truth is, I have my theories, but we have to be cautious. And that's exactly what's happened. The same concept is what has happened to cause all this chaos and insurgency in America with the election. And because people begin to believe this, they started thinking, because of many reasons, but a lot of the reason was Trump was talking about, if I lose, it was a rigged election, and this and that and so on. I don't know how you can take a premise where if I lose it was rigged, but if I win it was a honest election. For one thing, that premise doesn't make sense. I'm going to get my car fixed. I already had some work done on it, but I haven't got the thumping done. I don't know what the hell is going on there. I think it's probably rotors, brake rotors. I had pads put on. But anyway, the people, some of them are not crazy. Some of them are, but some of them are not crazy. They're just average people that began to question the election, but then they jump to conclusions and begin to believe all this stuff, and they believe things that they are told because they want to believe them. They're not using their own rational, skeptical analysis to the things. It's just like what I said. Trump said if the election was rigged, if he lost, it was rigged. If he won, it was an honest election. It's not truth tables here. It's not Venn diagrams. It's not one or the other. It's just, and that's what these people have done, is they became skeptical. But then they begin to draw the conclusions that they want to draw without putting the information that they have at hand to the same test of the stuff that they don't want to believe. If that makes any sense, I don't know. But that's the problem. And if there was voter fraud, then yes, we should investigate. Yes, we should find out. I'm all for that. But what people must realize is that in order for it to be on the scale that it would have to have been in order to flip the election, it had to be something that was really widespread. And I cannot believe that, because most of the people that work at the polls, they're your neighbors. They live in your community. They go to the same grocery stores. I mean, if you're church believer, they go to church, they go to so on. They're just normal people fulfilling a civic sense of duty that they believe in. And they're just normal people, but they've let themselves draw conclusions to the point where things become fantastic and unbelievable, but yet they believe them. Anyway, gotta go to the store. Hey YouTube, Coffee Dude 65, continuing where I was. I don't know if I put it in the same video or a different video or whatever video. I wish people would learn how to fucking drive. But anyway, I thought I would do the political a little bit, because I don't know, I tell you, it's really concerning me about the $15 hour minimum wage on many levels, okay? And you might be shocked to think, okay, Coffee Dude, he's becoming a conservative. Maybe I am, I don't know, but that's, in my opinion, not the answer. The first thing that's going to happen is that the retailers, whether they're corporate, mom and pop, whoever they are, they have to cover their costs. That's a cost. So prices are going to go up. You're going to create inflation. I've worked in the corporate world. I know how pricing goes. I know how things work. And not only are they going to cover their $15 an hour increase, or say minimum wage is $7.50 now and it goes up to $15, well, they're going to cover that, but they're also going to figure in their profit margin on top of that, so they're going to charge more. And we're going to lead to a period of inflation. It doesn't matter how much you make, because things are connected. Everything's going to be connected. Not only are they going to raise the price to cover that, they're likely going to not hire as many people. If I can hire 4 people at $7.50, well then I'm only going to hire 2 people at $15. And even when I was more liberal than I am now, I realized that I support a minimum wage law, but there's a reason for it. But also the fact that motivated me is that I don't want to make minimum wage. I want to make more. Okay? And a lot of the people that work for minimum wage may not be raising families. You know, they may not be raising families. Maybe they are. I know there's people that do work minimum wage. And I know there's people that are raising families and they're working minimum wage. I get that. I understand that. There is a problem. There is a disparity of incomes and pricing. But throwing money at it like that is not the answer. I think there's other things that they can do. The Farmers to Family Food Program is a good program. I think they ought to make that a little more robust. And I'm going to sound like a real Republican now, but we have a responsibility to live within our means. We don't need a $1,000 smartphone. We don't need for our 3 children to all have the latest iPhone 7, 8, 9, 12, whatever the hell we're on. Everybody doesn't need a $1,000 phone. So they can post videos on Facebook and YouTube while they're cruising down the road. I have a phone. I'm thinking about canceling the damn thing. It's a pay-as-you-go phone. I paid $45 for a flip phone. Yeah, I know it's old technology. But I can text and I can make phone calls on the damn thing. You know? So, we have a responsibility to try to live within our means. We don't need to eat out 3 meals a day. And it should be a motivation. If you want to make more than minimum wage, it should be a motivational factor to get out there and try to go to school. Take advantage of Pell Grants. Take advantage of whatever you need to. And if you can't go to school, then go to work at a factory. We need factories. We need people that work in those places. We need food production facilities. We need durable good factories. All I know is about the food industry, and they pay well. They've always paid well. I'm talking about the food plants that make your TV dinners or make your school lunch meats and all your prepared foods. All you do is pop it in the microwave and you're good to go. I know a lot about it because I worked in it. And they pay well, but you got to work for it. I once saw, not so long ago, on another social media site, someone made a comment that we need to have luxury low-income housing. And I just laughed myself into the floor, because it's like, no, we need serviceable, adequate, but if you want luxury, then you need to pay for it. That's what the definition of luxury is. So I'm against the $15 an hour, although we're probably going to get it. Because it's going to cause inflation out the ass. It's going to cut jobs. I know it. I got my window rolled down and I'm shouting about minimum wage and people's looking at me. That's kind of funny. Anyway, that's all I got for now. Coffee Dude 65. Talk to you later. Peace.